Welcome. I'm the Deadwood Jedi. This is another Raid Shadow Legends video, and we're getting a lot of new information coming out about the next update to Raid. So this is kind of very exciting. We're going to be getting those new stages for the dungeons in the next update. This is exciting. I don't know when it's going to happen exactly, but I know it is going to be the next update. So you can, I think, guess by the end of May, we will have these new dungeons, probably well before then. Would be my guess, in like a week or two. We're also going to be having new challenges as well, new missions. So just like we do all the missions to get Arbiter, these are going to be new missions to get another champion. Now, this new champion is going to be very different from Arbiter in that you can't summon him. You can only get him from completing the missions, which is, I think, very exciting and probably what they should have done with Arbiter too. So that's going to be really exciting. So we're going to be able to get that champion through the missions, and it's going to be 187 new missions, about 60 for 3 different segments. It won't unlock until you finish the Arbiter missions. Once you finish the Arbiter missions and get Arbiter, then you can do the next batch of missions. So it should be kind of cool. I'm trying to see what else they told us about this. There's going to be different rewards, like, you know, some new stuff too, like the charms that we get, as well as Tag Team Arena tokens. I'm not sure how exciting any of those rewards are. I know I'm not excited about Tag Team Arena tokens, but free stuff is free stuff. I will take it, and gladly at that. There's also going to be, and 3 new milestone rewards as well. So there's definitely some cool stuff going on with that. I'm really excited about this new champion. The fact that you can only get them through this, a lot like Lydia, a lot like these Doom Tower champions. I think that's actually a good way to go with the game. And so that should be really positive for us. Definitely want to talk to you guys about these dungeons. These dungeons, I mean, that's the big thing, right? We all farm every day. These are going to be 5 new levels added to each one. They gave us the breakdown of the affinities for these. Also, each boss is going to have 2 new passive abilities. One that's going to limit turn meter decrease, and another one that's going to limit max HP skills to only 10% of their max HP. So it's going to be kind of hard to kill them like we used to. So my guess is speed runs are not going to be the same as they were before. So something to keep in mind. It's going to probably be a lot like these Doom Tower bosses, where majority of the time we're just HP burning them down. Seems like a pretty standard practice with that. I do want to let you know I have game on videos down below. So I looked at all 4 dungeons and all 4 of their affinities, and I figured let's go ahead and highlight some of the champions that will be good for each affinity, for each dungeon, that we can kind of look at and go, this one might be a good champion for that. I'm not going to just focus on legendary champions. I like to focus on epic champions if I can, rare if it's possible, but I'm figuring level 25 for dungeons, probably not going to be a lot of rare champions that are going to be ideal for that scenario. But if some pop up to my mind, I will definitely mention them down there below. So let's look really quickly. I want to look at those dungeons. So we have, as you can see over there on the side, we have all the different dungeons, right? So we've got Ice Golem with levels 21 through 25. We've got Void, same. Force, same. Ice Golem's level 1 through 25. We got, Ice Golem used to be green affinity. Now it's blue. Spiders was green affinity. Now it's blue. Dragon was green affinity. Now it's red. And Fire Knight was red affinity. And now it's green. So this is going to create a lot of change for us. If we think about spiders specifically, we use a lot of max HP champions to burn the spider down in like 10-second runs, right? Well, that's not going to really be the case anymore. I mean, Coldheart's still going to be effective, but Septimus won't be. He'll be weak affinity. On the other hand, Royal Guard's going to be, doing just fine. All those blue affinity champions we used to use are going to be just as good. Miscreated Monster's still going to be effective. All those shield champions should work out just fine. We're just going to have to come up with different ways to take it down. That does mean red affinity champions are going to be good. So a champion like Rosin is going to be suddenly very effective against the Fire Knight, or against the Spider Den, excuse me. Whereas, there's any of those green affinity champions probably not going to be so great. We're also going to have to figure out who's going to be the stun target. It makes Kantra, the Cyclone, a lot less effective because she's now strong affinity as opposed to weak affinity. So I don't know that any of the spiderlings are going to try to target her anymore. So that's actually kind of a bigger issue. But we can use other champions for that. I have some ideas already in mind. I'll share those in those game on videos down below. Ice Golems might get a little bit easier for us. It used to be green affinity. And now we can bring in a lot more red affinity champions for that dungeon. So champions like Bad Alcazar are going to be effective there. And so those might be some good things for us. Dragon, however, Dragon's going to be a pain in the butt, because now we can no longer use the blue affinity champions that we've grown accustomed to using and are so prevalent in this game, and we're going to have to adjust. That means a lot more green affinity champions, so maybe a Septimus might be really good there. And red affinity champions are going to be in vogue again. So it's going to be interesting seeing how these things break down for us. Dragon's going to be hard to, we're definitely not going to be able to solo it with like a Tyrant or something like that. But Tyrant was going to be great against Spider. Really good. Probably even better than he was before. And same thing with Ice Golems. Now, Fire Knight's going to be interesting. A lot of green affinity champions, excuse me, there were a lot of green affinity champions we used to use against Fire Knight. They're still effective. It's still green affinity. But the blue affinity champions we'd pair them with aren't. So that could be a bit of an interesting change of pace. But Lyssandra's still going to be great in there. Don't have to worry about her. Don't have to worry about many of them. But it is interesting. We're not going to be able to use Rosin like we used to. Battle Khazar is not going to be effective. I don't know if we were using her or not. But it's kind of interesting how these things have changed. Skull Crusher will probably not be a very good choice at all for that type of a dungeon. So there's a lot of adjustment we're going to have to make. I'm kind of excited to see what people come up with and ways we decide to go about it. It's going to be more interesting once we actually see it. We get a little bit more information. We can actually figure out, exactly what's going on with it, how the dungeons work, how that turn meter affects things, and how the decreased max HP affects things. But my guess, HP burn is going to be huge. It's the simplest way to burn down these big name bosses. You just have to do it over time and survive in the meantime. So that's going to be really, really good. My understanding is drop rates for all these are definitely going to be increased. So we should get all of those out. The idea is that these should be released. I think it sounds like it's going to be released in the next update, which should be next week. Hopefully. We'll see exactly when it is, but my guess is going to be sometime in the next week, maybe in 2. But yeah, should be pretty interesting. So I'm excited to see how this goes. I definitely am excited about higher drop rates for 6-star gear, better rarity gear. I think that's going to be really good for us, for the community, for everybody. So it's a nice quick video, guys. Check out those Game On links if you want a little bit of my thoughts on the new affinities. And yeah, hopefully you guys are enjoying this update. Till next we meet, I'm the Deadwood Jedi.